You're in the final circle, just you and one other player. You've got the perfect spot, the best weapon, and the win is right there. The smooth frame rate stutters, drops, and the whole thing freezes for a split second. To stop that from happening, iOS steps in and deliberately slows down, or throttles, the chip. Then comes the performance drop. Your game's frame rate, which was a smooth 60 or 120 FPS, suddenly tanks. They've used things like graphite sheets and the phone's metal frame to pull heat away from the chip and let it radiate out into the air. And while the iPhone 16 Pro got a little better, tests still showed its GPU performance could plummet by nearly 40% under heavy, sustained use. Huge bottleneck for any serious gamer. The processor is just getting too powerful for the phone's body to keep it cool, especially with the new demands of on-device AI. The standard iPhone 17 and a rumored new iPhone 17 Air would probably stick with the older, though likely improved, graphite cooling. If this turns out to be true, it would create the biggest performance difference we've ever seen between the standard and Pro models. For the first time, Pro wouldn't just mean a better camera or a faster screen. It would mean a totally different class of sustainable power. The leaks, including an alleged photo of a copper thermal plate, suggest this won't be a small change. We could be looking at a completely new internal layout built around this cooling system. This is way more effective than just letting a graphite pad slowly soak up heat. A vapor chamber is actively transporting the heat away. The result, in theory, is much better heat management, which is the key to stopping thermal, throttling, and keeping performance high. We are tracking every single rumor about the iPhone 17, and you won't want to miss what comes out next. This isn't just about the phone feeling cooler. It's about unlocking a level of performance we've never been able to sustain on an iPhone before. Exporting big projects, which can turn any current iPhone into a hot plate, could become a much quicker and cooler process. And while you're down there, hit the like button to help other tech fans find this video. It really does help the channel out. This technology could remove the single biggest bottleneck that has held back the iPhone S true power for years. It means the incredible speed Apple builds into its chips could finally be used, not just in short bursts, but for as long as you need it. The answer probably comes down to two things: the power of their next chip and the demands of modern software. Rumors even suggest the vapor chamber might be designed to cover other hot components like the 5G modem and memory, which would be huge for things like long 4K video recording sessions. It all comes down to a basic physics principle: phase change, which is just a fancy way of saying a liquid turning into a gas and back again. For years, high-end Android phones have used vapor chambers to get an edge in performance. While Apple usually prefers to do its own thing, the real-world performance gap in long, heavy tasks was getting harder to ignore. The story of the iPhone 17 Pro seems to be about solving one of the oldest frustrations in mobile tech: heat. Remember, these are still just rumors, but if they pan out, this is a massive shift. It would mean Apple is finally bringing high-end PC cooling tech into the very core of the iPhone. For years, the incredible power of Apple's chips has been held back by the phone's own body. We're talking about sustained top-tier performance for hardcore gamers, faster video exports for creators, and the power needed for the next wave of AI features. This is the upgrade that could save the iPhone from its own power, turning it from a device that's fast and short sprints into a true pro machine that can handle a marathon. It's what could make the iPhone 17 Pro a genuinely revolutionary device. We've all felt it: the phone getting hot, the screen dimming, the game starting to lag. Is a vapor chamber and the promise of no more throttling enough to make you upgrade to an iPhone 17 Pro? Or do you think this is just Apple playing catch-up to what Android has been doing for years? I read all of them. Smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more tech challenges, future experiments, and real talk from TechWave65. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Adopting this tech is likely a strategic move to close that gap, and in typical Apple fashion, they'll probably refine it and make it feel perfectly seamless. And that's exactly why the iPhone 17 Pro needs a totally new approach. While we don't have official details, it'll likely be built on a more advanced process, giving it another big jump in performance. Sometimes the line between the standard and Pro models can feel a bit blurry. By making a cutting-edge cooling system a Pro-exclusive feature, Apple creates a very clear reason for power users to spend the extra money. It sets up two distinct tiers: the standard iPhones for everyday use, and the Pro iPhones as serious machines for the most demanding users and tasks. But with more power comes more heat. Apple's engineers have probably realized that their old passive cooling methods just can't keep up anymore. To keep making the iPhone faster, a better cooling system isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. With a vapor chamber pulling heat away from the chip, the rumored 19 Pro could run at its top speed for way longer. Imagine playing Call of Duty Mobile or Honkai Star Rail on the highest graphics settings at 120 frames per second for a full hour. The next few years of mobile tech will be about on-device AI, console-quality graphics, and mixed reality. All of that stuff is incredibly power hungry. A vapor chamber in the iPhone 17 Pro is more than a fix for today's problems. It's the hardware that will make the next generation of apps and experiences possible. This is what could finally let the iPhone truly compete with dedicated gaming phones from Asus, Samsung on sustained performance, the metric that matters most to gamers. And the whole cycle starts over again, thousands of times a second, without any moving parts. A vapor chamber is the kind of tech that would allow these complex AI models to run all the time in the background, without killing your performance or battery life. It essentially future-proofs the phone for the AI-powered apps that are just around the corner. When the vapor hits the cooler parts of the chamber's shell, away from the processor, it condenses back into a liquid, releasing all that heat. This heat transfers to the chamber and causes the liquid right above that hotspot to flash into vapor. Worst case, you get that dreaded temperature warning that forces you to put your phone down until it cools off. It's basically forcing the engine to run at a lower speed, so it can cool off. By the time it catches up, you're watching the kill cam. This is an active, dynamic system. Think of it like a tiny, flat heat pipe or your phone's own personal air conditioner. It has tech that has been standard in high-end Android gaming phones from companies like Samsung and Asus. For a while now, Apple is definitely late to the game here. But if they're finally adopting it, you can bet their version will be incredibly well. This has been backed up by chatter from analysts like Ming-Chi Kuo and Jeff Pu. This has been the quiet compromise of mobile gaming for years. We've just accepted that pushing our phones hard means dealing with thermal throttling, lag, and a device that gets way too hot to hold comfortably. What if Apple is finally about to fix its biggest performance problem? It's performing trillions of calculations a second, and just like a car engine, when it works hard, it gets hot, pushing it to the max. With games like Genshin Impact, editing 4K video, or running heavy AR apps generates a ton of heat. New rumors suggest Apple is borrowing a radical piece of tech for the iPhone 17. Something straight out of the world of high-end gaming PCs. It's a solution that won't just manage heat, but completely conquer it. This isn't just another small update. It's a total redesign of the iPhone's core. Before we get into the exciting new tech, we need to talk about the problem that has been bugging iPhone power users for generations. Thermal. Once the temperature inside gets too high, it risks damaging the processor, the battery, and other sensitive parts. We've all seen the results. The first thing to go is usually screen brightness. This is where the rumors get really interesting. Several leaks from different sources seem to be pointing to a huge upgrade for the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. It's crucial to remember that as of right now, Apple has confirmed nothing. Now, most sources seem to agree that this fancy new system will likely be exclusive to the iPhone 17 Pro and iPhone 17 Pro Max. Section 3. How it actually works. Your phone's personal AC. This hot gas rapidly expands, filling the whole chamber and carrying the heat energy with it. It's a super efficient loop that constantly moves heat away from the chip and spreads it over a much bigger area so it can cool off faster. If you're finding this, look into the future of the iPhone. Interesting, and if the idea of an iPhone that doesn't overheat gets you as excited as I am. Okay, so we have a problem heat, Ned, a potential solution, a vapor chamber. But what does this actually mean for you when you're using the phone? And it goes way beyond gaming. For content creators, this could mean editing 4K ProRes video in an app like DaVinci Resolve right on their phone without it bogging down. Then there's the next big thing. On-device AI. Apple is clearly going all in on AI. So the big question is, why now? After all these years, why would Apple make such a big change with the iPhone 17 Pro? This move could also be about making the Pro iPhones feel truly pro. Ultimately, this is about building a foundation for the future. But with the rumored introduction of a vapor chamber cooling system, that could all change. But I want to know what you think.